A famous oceanographer and I were testing a new type of sonar device on my boat.
Mike?
Huh?
Take a look at this.
What do you think you got?
I don't know. Dolphins, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, sharks.
Could be.
Yeah, I'll go down and take a look myself in person. Find out just how accurate this gizmo really is, okay?
Right.
The blips on our sonar device couldn't have been made by dolphins or sharks. They didn't make a humming noise like this. The hum grew steadily louder. It came from two propeller-driven scooters. Special souped-up jobs. The divers were something special, too. Illegal, maybe. They were traveling in restricted waters, close to the shipping lanes leading into the harbor. I took as much advantage of available cover as I could. It was almost certain that they were looking for something. Now they'd found it. A marker buoy, leading down to a wooden crate on the harbor bottom. Whatever they were up to was their business, not mine. Butting in was bound to mean trouble for me. A few minutes later, it did. Two divers worked away at freeing the crate from the weights that held it to the bottom. Now they headed out with it. Where to, I couldn't imagine. I didn't have any idea what was in the crate either. Now, there was only one way to find out, but it was a little risky. One of the divers had a spear gun mounted on his scooter. Being risky. The crate they were carrying must have been worth a lot to them. They were willing to kill to protect it. I finally made it to the surface, I looked around for my boat. It was practically on the horizon.
Give me my spare tank, will you?
What are you talking about, Mike? Using the spare tank, that one over there hasn't got any air in it.
Okay. Then I'll fill it.
Hey, wait a minute. What's going on, Mike? What are you doing?
I'm going back down.
Why? What happened down there?
Those blips turned out to be a couple of divers. They jumped me, tried to kill me.
What?
Yeah.
Look, Mike, by the time you get that thing filled, they'll be gone.
Okay, and we'll follow by sonar. I can't find them. They gotta be down there someplace.
If they're down there, we'll find them. This machine can count the pebbles on the bottom. Listen, Mike, you take the wheel. Steer a zigzag course. I'll watch the screen, all right?
Good idea, good idea. Well, see anything?
Nothing yet. Those divers that jumped you down there, what do you think they were up to?
I don't know. That box they picked up was marked with a buoy. Whatever was in it, they were willing to kill for it.
Treasure hunters, maybe?
Who knows?
Pleasure craft.
I'll say.
What do you mean?
Never mind, just take my word for it. Looks like they want company.
First thing you know, they'll be swimming over here. Stop waving and fish. Oh, how do you work these things? I've never seen one in my life. You'll be an expert before we finish.
We went back and forth inside the harbor entrance and drew one blank after another. No sign of the divers. Our sonar should have found them. As machines go, it was nearly perfect. Still, we drew a blank. The men I was after had vanished with whatever they were carrying.
We might as well go back in, Mike.
We headed for shore and the Coast Guard base.
This could be it, Mike. Bottom of the page.
Oh, yeah. Narcotics Bureau reports influx of heroin. Local market flooded. Boy, you bet that could be it.
You said they picked up the crate at the outskirts of the harbor. Probably was dropped by a freighter inbound from the Far East.
So when customs check the ship, she'd be clean. Now, where'd those divers disappear to? That's what I want to know.
I'd like to find out.
Not as much as I would.
You know, if they are smuggling dope, they'll play a lot rougher than they have already, Mike.
That's for sure. You gonna give me a little protection?
You bet.
Oh, thanks, man. I'll keep in touch, huh?
All
the next week, Dr. Briggs and I scouted every ship that approached the harbor. We covered the area inch by inch, working the sonar for all it was worth. Suddenly, it came up with something.
Hold it, Mike. Stop the engines, eh? Look at this, Mike.
Uh-huh.
What do you think?
I think I'll go down and take a look at it. Give me my scooter, huh? Get a line for that scooter. I'll lower it down for me.
The sonar had reflected a moving object, all right, but it wasn't a diver. It was interesting to look at, but it wasn't what we were looking for. So I headed upstairs again. An hour later, the sonar screen lit up again.
Mike, I think we got him.
Huh?
This time for real.
They're my diving buddies, all right. Now, let's see if we can spot the rest of this outfit. That's it, I think. Take a look.
Mike, I swear you're right. Somebody on that boat's getting ready to drop a box over the side.
Yeah, box with weights. Well, I'll be right there waiting for it. Look, radio the Coast Guard helicopter. Give them the position of the ship and the bearing, huh?
Hey, Mike, don't try to do it all by yourself.
I'll take a smoke flare with me. If I need help, I'll release it. Helicopter to watch for it.
If the divers were using their scooters again, I'd be on equal terms with them now. According to our sonar device, I was following the same path they'd taken. All the same, I couldn't spot them. Perhaps I'd have better luck farther down. There they were. They were traveling in tandem again. They had beaten my ears off last time, and it was just plain foolish to think I could do any better now. But I was sure going to try. The two divers had gotten away with their underwater disappearing act once, but this time I was right behind them. My guess was they were looking for a duplicate of the wooden crate that they picked up last time. They found what they were looking for. If it did contain narcotics, as Commander Kelly thought, then they'd stop at nothing to deliver it. No wonder. A crate this size could contain illegal drugs worth $500,000. Where and how were they going to deliver it? They certainly couldn't hope to cross the bay, not in their own power, not even with their scooters. There had to be some other explanation. There it was, an underwater sled, held down to the harbor bottom by an anchor, with a tow line reaching up to the surface. That had to mean a boat upstairs to haul them across the bay. Once that sled started moving, they'd be gone for good with their cargo. I had to make a move, right now. was determined first to damage those narcotics if I could. So I smashed into the crate at full speed.
There's the signal. Start her up.
Well, one member of the opposition was out of business. The other was still very active. He got to the sled and turned it right side up just as the boat overhead started to pull out. I didn't have a moment to lose. Not if I wanted to lose this diver and hold on to that crate. Time to call the Coast Guard. I reached down for my signal flare, but it was gone.
Bird up there. What if he gets wise?
Wave to him. Look innocent.
Don't I always?
Helicopter lookout to Dr. Briggs, over. Lookout to Dr. Briggs, over.
Briggs to helicopter, over.
No sign of Nelson yet.
He should have signaled by now. Keep looking.
Roger, stand by.
Got him made. I heard this load is 4 times bigger than last time. I'm going to ask Mr. Hart for more money. 4 times more.
Why don't you ask him for a shot in the head? You've got a better chance of getting it.
I work hard for my money.
We'll be into the canal soon. You've got about 10 minutes to smarten up.
If I wanted to find out who this package was addressed to, I'd have to help deliver it myself. I had no bearings, no way of knowing where we were headed. The water was getting warmer, though, which meant we were getting closer to shore. All of a sudden, we started to slow down. That made it a lot harder to keep the sled steady. I wasn't sure, but I sensed that we were in some kind of a channel now. The boat lost way rapidly. It was time to say goodbye to the sled. watched the boat pull into a dock. I decided to swim past it, and then when I reached a good vantage point, come up and see what I could see.
Hi. It went perfect, Mr. Hart.
Where are those divers? Pull that line in. Something's wrong. It's broken. The stuff has leaked all over. A perfect job, huh? Where are the divers? Bubbles. Get the hardware.
I felt reasonably sure that it would be safe now to risk an eyewitness view of these characters. I came up slowly. It was still too fast. The rifle bullet had done plenty of damage, even though I hadn't been hit. It had ripped a hole right through my air hose. All I had going for me now was the air in my lungs. I had no choice. Unless I wanted to drown, I had to face those guns upstairs.
All right, drop them. Now in the water. Go fish him out. Hands in the rail.
You promised me protection, Commander. And you sure delivered. Just when I needed it. How'd you manage that, anyway?
Easy as falling off a log. Our helicopters told the police your direction, probable destination, even your estimated time of arrival.
How?
Seems you left a trail in the water.
Trail?
A white trail about 2 yards wide.
The heroin from the busted crate.
About $500,000 worth.
Holy mackerel. Hey, that's an expensive trail, huh?
You said it. Those smugglers will have quite a few years to brood about it, too.
How many years you think?
About 15. Maybe by that time we'll have this narcotics problem licked.
You really think so?
Well, this way of smuggling the stuff in won't work anymore. Thanks to you, Mike.
Yeah, but there's so many other ways.
Yeah, but we'll just have to keep working on it.
That's for sure.
All of us.
Hello there. I'm Lloyd Bridges. Skin diving is fun and adventure for young and old, but it can be dangerous. So know the sport well and don't take any chances. Be with you next week for another exciting sea hunt.